Great. Ladies and gentlemen, at our India Global Forum UAE, we are looking at dynamic alliances. And let's hone in on one notable Indian-Emirati collaboration. It's a story of a banking giant and a tech giant coming together to create cutting-edge innovations. So I'd like to invite our guests for this session onto the stage. Miguel Tinto, Group Information Officer at Emirates MBD, and Sriranga Sampathkumar, Vice President of the region at Infosys. Hello. Hi, Miguel. Yeah, great. Please. Sriranga, welcome. Brilliant. Well, great to have you both with us on our session.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Good to see you. So let's talk about the Infosys MBD, Emirates MBD relationship. You know, it's actually an award-winning one. Can you explain how it came to that point? First of all, Miguel.
So it started with the merger between Emirates Bank and NBD Bank, National Bank of Dubai. This happened in 2007, 2008. At that time, while the merger was decided and was being implemented, it was also a moment where the bank was reflecting about its IT platform, its IT architecture, and it wanted actually to take it to the next level and really upgrade the core systems of the bank. In a bank, a bank is a technology company. At its core, our factory is IT, and one of the most important machines in our factory is called the core banking. The core banking system. And at that time, we started looking all over the world for core banking system providers. We got in touch with established players, and we found actually a company, a very prominent company in India, very well established, but in the core banking area really starting. So they had a very recent core banking system, very modern, still not there in terms of all the capabilities that a bank would require, but quite an outstanding system. And the bank took the step to partner with Infosys and actually bring Finacle, their core banking system, to be the core, the heart of our IT platform. And this is how it all started.
And so Sriranga, from your point of view, how was the journey from the beginning when those negotiations were going on?
I would just short of a dream run, I would say, till now. Yeah. As Miguel alluded to, when we started this journey, actually, it was originally with Emirates Bank itself, you know, and midway down the line, when we were going ahead with the implementation, we saw that the merger of Emirates and NBD happening, and but we were told that we still need to meet the timelines with smaller delays here and there. And the best part has been we have been able to stick to that and deliver the solution. So one of the proudest moments for Infosys has been when they delivered it during that time is the fact that we have been listed in the Harvard Business Review for taking this journey so successfully with Emirates NBD and making it happen. And you know, as I understand from my colleagues, we are the only vendors today who have been listed in Harvard Business Review for getting this done in such a short span of time. So.
Miguel, data breaches are, you know, we hear about them a lot. They are. Is it a situation that's getting worse, or is it getting? Data breaches, data.
Data breaches, hopefully, they are not getting worse in banking, but you hear concerns about security and data increasingly across all sectors, all companies. Especially for banks, it's a very, very serious concern. So over the last 10 years, 15 years, a lot of our business shifted from a personal relationship-based type of business in the branches and so on to completely digital-based relationship. Now, as you move and you digitize your products, your services, of course, those are then held in platforms, in IT platforms. So the element of securing them is hugely important for a bank. It's clearly at the top of the concerns of the CEO, of the board, that we protect our platforms and that our data and our information is protected. It's the most important thing that keeps a CEO up at night and all the management team at night is the concern about protecting the data and not be targeted for a data breach.
And Sriranga, what would you say about advances in protecting against security and data loss?
See, security and data loss is a prevalent problem, right? I mean, it's there, and as long as as a technology company, it is necessary that we are up to date with what is it that as a platform that we are providing, and it's not just as Infosys, but also any other vendor in the market today, and hence I would say today, as a product company or as a services company, the method that we use for testing and certifying our products periodically has to continue, and more, as Miguel said, the sophistication is going to come, and it is only going to make matters worse for all of us as we move forward. So it is better we are fully equipped with the latest and the greatest platforms.
So Miguel, the financial sector and technology have really come together in the past decade. In unprecedented terms. I mean, it was never thought that it would become there would be such a marriage of these two sectors.
Yep.
Is it being handled properly at the moment? Is it where it should be? Or should we be advancing faster than we are?
No, so I think there are in the last decade and a half, there have been many banks that clearly understood that their core business is technology. So if you think about what is at the core of a bank, any product, any service, anything goes through technology. So some of the banks have looked at that and really embedded it at the core of their strategy. So Emirates NBD, for example, in 2014, actually understanding that, and with the acceleration of digital, with the acceleration of having to provide services digitally, it looked outside and it thought about the following. So who is out there that is handling and managing technology at the core of their business as a benchmark? And that doesn't mean just any other bank, it means any other company out there. And we, from 2014 to now, we actually were in a major IT transformation program, trying to bring in a lot of those learnings on how you handle infrastructure, how you handle applications, how you architect your systems, even how you operate in terms of how you blend IT and business together. So really technology is at the core. I'm very lucky, I must say, in Emirates NBD, because that push comes top down from the board and the management and the CEO. The CEO fully understands that technology is at the core of what he does. He's managing a technology company that, of course, offers products and services, banking products and services, but at the core, that technology is really at the core of the bank.
Sriranga, what is Infosys? How is Infosys doing research and development into new advances of the future? And also, is it regionally based? Are we having certain needs here in this region, in the UAE, in the Middle East?
Yeah, there are two parts to your question, so I'll try to address the second part first, and then I'll come to the first part. Yes, the answer is that it is regional. It is, while our R&D is building products globally, but what we cater, how we cater to the markets, it depends, and to what it is needed. I'll take one simple such example. Today, if you look at a market like India, where there is a huge digitization that's happening, and market in banks like Paytm, DBS, which are run on Finacle, Infosys platform, the needs that are there on that platform are totally different to what I service today, let's say in Live, probably for Emirates NBD, or for that matter, Marcus in Goldman Sachs in the US. So yes, they all talk the same mantra of a digitization, digital bank, but what and how they operate depends upon each country to country. And secondly, I've left it out separately because that's the gold mine today, right? And that's where the action is happening. And people are trying to re-innovate themselves with new latest technologies. And they are literally leapfrogging what people have gone step 1 to step 10, and they are going to step 10 directly. And that's the kind of magnitude of scale that we are looking at. And the best part about that is they are looking at what UAE is doing today, what India is doing today, and then asking that technology to be brought there so that it's available to the last mile. So, yeah, interesting.
So, Miguel, are customers here in the UAE adapting? Are they taking on board the changes that we're seeing from mobile apps and technology?
Absolutely. So this is...
and is that unique, do you think, in a global perspective?
So it's a hugely exciting place to be. So we already seeing before COVID that this country specifically was really at the forefront of using products and services digitally. In fact, just before COVID, we realized that there was a segment of the population, the millennials, where you had to devise a new value proposition for them. It's not just about a banking app. It's much more than a banking app. It's about rewards. It's about turning banking upside down, and your current account is just at the bottom of that, but fronting its rewards, its lifestyle, and so on. So we developed Live, and there's a mobile app currently that only caters to that. So those customers only relate digitally with the bank. For that specific initiative, here in the UAE, so we are onboarding more people monthly, more customers monthly with Live than we are onboarding with all the branches that we have in Emirates NBD. So if you compare how many people have you onboarded each month through your branches compared with Live, we onboard more people in Live than we do in the branches. So what happened with COVID is we saw a huge acceleration of that. I'll give you one specific example. About 1/3 of our main bank customers before COVID preferred to relate with the bank through any other channel, not mobile, not online. So whether you prefer call center or branch. Early 2021, half of that 1/3 now reports that they prefer to deal with the bank via the digital channels. So you see a huge acceleration of that. And for the bank, this has also huge implications because it's not just about providing the payments and the transfers and so on the app. It's also about all those complex services that then you are doing on the branches, like opening an account, they have to be done digitally. Onboarding a credit card instantly, that has to be done digitally. So people are forcing us to rethink processes, rethink product offerings, so that they can have instant rewarding on the app to onboard products and services for the banks. This is a huge shift. Now, you asked me how does it compare. So this is UAE is a very peculiar country. So you have quite a young population. You have a lot of expats. So the sophistication of the customers is quite high. So you have an adoption of this that is unparalleled to anywhere in the world. So I don't know if you are aware, so for example, Apple Pay and Google Pay, the highest penetration of Apple Pay and Google Pay in the world is here. So everybody uses Apple Pay and Google Pay to pay. Amazing. UAE is the benchmark in the world for that. So that's just an example.
So, Sriranga, are you finding that you with banks, with Emirates NBD, you are coming to them with decisions, with ideas, or is it a case of the bank coming to you saying, listen, we need this to be integrated? I mean, is it a joint partnership, so to speak, or is it one-sided?
No, it's both-sided, and that's why I said it's a dream run. It has been a dream run with Emirates NBD. It's not just we coming and talking about what we are cooking in our R&D, right? It's also about customer giving us a feedback. And one of the things that has happened over a period of time with Finacle, especially on the product side of it, is we have started a forum called as FCAB, wherein which we invite all the prominent customers of ours, the top 10, and wherein which they come and meet once a year or twice a year, and they talk about what are the new innovations that they believe that we as an organization should be bringing to the table as well, and what they see elsewhere and how will they help their business. So it is it is mutually beneficial relationship that, and what we started with Emirates NBD today, we have got close to 85 or 90 odd clients in Middle East and Africa alone, and 500 plus in globally. And we have been able to onboard them more and more with some of these latest of the technologies that we have been able to showcase. So it's not just Emirates NBD alone. I mean, any other clientele, we work that way so that it's mutually rewarding for both of us.
Miguel, you know, what do you think banking is going to look like as we move ahead? And what will banking look like in the year 2050, do you think?
I don't think we have to wait until 2050. So it's happening right now. So we are seeing, as I was explaining, a huge shift to interacting with banks via digital channels. Their mobile, again, and this is known everywhere in the world, but especially here, mobile is becoming the predominant channel of interaction. So it's in your pocket. So in that context, also customers are looking at what we offer, and not just looking at the verticals around current accounts and the loan and so on, but they are expecting the banks to provide much more than that. So you hear about these offerings from banks, these super apps where the bank starts bringing in other additional value-added services that link very well with what we offer, be it on the financing side or be it on the payment side. And with that, expanding the relationship with the customer, it's going to be very, very digital-centric, mobile-centric, but I think it will be broader in terms of what we serve our customers with and what products and services we sell to them.
What do you think retailers, and particularly online e-commerce retailers, will need to make their operations run more smoothly?
The e-commerce operators. So again, that's another area where we are even currently exploring with partnerships. So there is a huge overlap or need from e-tailers, from electronic commerce players in terms of payments and financing capabilities that they have to offer online. So we've seen this also during COVID. A lot of the retailers that were predominantly physical store-based started, I mean, they had no other choice. They had to open stores. They had to start selling and receiving payments online. So Emirates NBD, that is a huge focus for us currently, because how do you actually enable these online e-commerce players to have the same facility in terms of the services for payments, the services for financing, that you'd offer them when they were in the physical store as well. So that's a huge push that is currently happening. There is enormous amount of opportunity for banks in this push for e-commerce and what they can provide to their customers. And in fact, we're being pulled by our customers to come up with solutions as they do this migration to the online world as well.
Sriranga, what do you think are the current challenges that the sector is facing, the banking online sector?
Current, sorry?
What do you think are the challenges that are currently existing?
See, I guess it all starts with what's the focus area that the bank want to do, right? And today, they are all stuck in this race of everybody wants to have a digitization done. And I think that itself is a huge definition which needs to be revalidated by many banks. And many, I have customers who say that, look, can you give me what is there in live., right? And it's not like, it's something that that is there readily available. It is just that it is as per Emirates NBD's vision, what they have built successfully. So it is necessary that they define the segment where they want to be, rather than copying another bank, because it's just going to be a bad business plan at the end of the day for us, for them as well. So it's a segment, whether it's retail or corporate that they want to be, or investment banking or a wealth portfolio, as long as they are able to define it and the path that they want to take. And nowadays, cloud is very much an option. So the cost of servicing, the cost of running an operation is also coming down significantly. And as long as the banks are looking at this as a holistic picture and deciding on their roadmap, I think then they're definitely on the right path. Yeah.
And I've got to just finally ask you, Sriranga, what is your what are you keeping? What are you looking at the moment regarding software? What do you think is going to be the sort of the key in the future that you've got your eye on?
Interesting that you asked this question. See, there are obviously multiple paths for that, and I'll try to keep it as a simple answer. And the thing is, we need to make banking simple and smoother, and that's the whole motto of Finacle as well. And in that aspect, whatever that it takes, technology should not make life complicated for everybody, and hence I believe we are in the right track to make things happen, and not just as a product, right? And it's also about what you see in the market today and bringing together two partners. And like today, there are so many investors that I meet who are starting new banks, digital banks, but obviously they don't know how to start, where to take it, and it's our duty, I believe, that we should be able to bring them to the table along with banks like Emirates, NBD and others to showcase, banking as a service probably as a possibility. And I think that's more of a responsibility of ours to bring partners to make things easier, smoother, not just from a product point of view as well.
Great. Well, that's really interesting to know. I want to also thank Emirates NBD as being the lead UAE forum partner here at India Global Forum UAE, and also, of course, for Infosys, who have been long existing partners of the India Global Forum as well. So thank you both very much. Thanks to Sriranga, Sampathkumar, and Miguel, Rio Tinto. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you so much.